anyone else. It shouldn't be Taco. Taco is not meant to be that player.
Coldzera has the worst ranking on the server in that first map.
Which is not normal.
That's crazy.
That is not a normal situation, but we are live into this one. Bear in mind, this is the semi-final right now. If CLG win this one map, they are through to the finals, and what a glorious storyline that would be. But up against them is SK Gaming. No matter the situation, they are still deadly, deadly players. But here we go. This looks like they're eyeing up that B side. We do have one player already waiting on that being Taco. Smoke goes in, the hit comes out, and Fur is right there.
Rotation coming in, Taco behind his normal spot here. They have to check it. Ethan not checking it, going straight for the bomb plant. That's a big mistake. It's the last Taco to get 2 frags at least here. Ricky coming in with the deagle though.
But I do like the way the rest of the T-side have pushed up towards Connector. It does make it uncomfortable for SK to try and play back in, but there's so many players alive. It's just down to Kusa in the 1v4. No brilliance to be had this round for him. And SK get the start that they need. That confident beginning, but also have to say, where was that check on that spot there? It's something that Taco will play a lot, and often most people will. And how horrible do you feel if you're Ethan sat like the bomb hand, like, no one's checked this. I am now dead.
And it's also because he's the first one into the bomb side. Usually, if you go like for a side check like that, you either go check the spot and then plant the bomb, or you have someone check the spot while you plant the bomb. Going in and straight planting the bomb is just never going to happen. Like, it seems like a big blunderfest for CLG, but hopefully they can step back from this. Phelps, though, doing good. He was the best player on that first map for CLG, in my opinion, together with Taco. Now he's stepping up here, getting that UMP in, getting the kills in. Deagles, once again, for Ricky, actually picked up a deagle and a pistol round. Now, once again, doing deagle head armor.
But also, how much of a bonus is it that Taco already seeming to be on like quite a high point at the moment in this game, and he's the one soloing out on B. It's a hard position to play. Very few players truly excel at it, but he's doing very nicely so far. Constantly being a real nuisance. There are other players on this team who can play it just as well, don't get me wrong, but him having a good game will make this tough. But he's actually going to just kind of give up a lot of the site here, let the plant come in and allow for the retake. So they've actively chosen to do this. It wasn't like he got forced off, really. He just doesn't want to die needlessly and allow them a real chance. The retake should work out, but oh my word, Cutler with a deagle. First broken back through, though. Working his way with that molly, and the smoke still up into play. Fallen as well. Chimes in with 1, and the bomb site's looking weak and weary. But there's still Ricky, there's still FNS, and there's still 3 players to be found, and Ricky's going to find Coldzera. Oh my god, Ricky! He's desperate for one shot, and it doesn't come through. That's all you're praying for, is that one connection. He's still making it costly, but you wanted that round. That was a centimeter away.
That was just a few pixels from a headshot there from Ricky, and he could have technically won that round. Luckily for SK, they get that bomb defuse in, stabilized now. 2-0 coming in. CLG, of course, getting the bomb plants. They decide to go for this 2 AK buy, almost for utility. Kodler on a Galil, and 2 players on Tech 9s.
Well, if you feel like you've got the CT team on the ropes, why not go for that?
Yeah,
that
I agree.
That big hefty blow to it. And, this might be a disaster. Fur waits. He sets the trap. The bomb gets dropped, and it's all theirs. Sadly for CLG, they went for a bit of a gambit. Almost, they went for a bit of a play. They tried to pull a bit of a trick card on that one and hope that they just got down pop happily. But you've got to know that SK love that aggression. If you punish it, you're in for such a good shot. And I'm kind of expecting almost Ricky to be able to do that in a way. His entries on Mirage, his mid control was flawless. But right now, you've got to punish this from SK early. Otherwise, they're going to get away with this time and time again. Ricky, last man alive. The rest of his team fall by the wayside. He's going to back away and try and keep hold of this rifle, do a little bit of damage on the way out. That'd be nice. But outdone, outgunned. Phelps is there.
I'm kind of wondering if they kind of had an idea that the spawn timings were not going to be good enough, because Fur is here before they drop in. And usually, if you know that the CTs are playing that position, you want to flash down before you go into Pop Dog. There was no flash, so in my head, I'm thinking, okay, they're probably expecting either not to hold it or to be in a bad spawn timing or someone is just far off. But that was just not the case. And that's a big gamble to gamble 2 players away on that without knowing it 100%. And once again, CLG on pistols.
Yeah, and it's becoming now the point that SK's money as well become better and better at this point. They can actually start building. So this should be a clean round. This shouldn't be one unless basically SK Gaming make mistakes. I'm curious because we know that I'm a pet will happily say he loves watching the demos. He puts in the hard work. To not expect the aggression from SK is kind of curious. In Gunrun, they push up close, whether it be E-box, whether it be to pop. It's always going to be there. So you have to be hyper aware of it going forward. And I'm wondering if that was just a little bit of a mistake, as you said, maybe off on the timings. But right now it's going to be a play down Ivy. It seems 4 players currently waiting. Coldzera on the other end of things. UMP to hand. And FNS going to try and pull the attention in the other direction. Phelps are going to remove him quickly from the server. As the hit comes in, Easton succeeds. Flash to follow. Fallen completely blind. Has to pull back from this angle. No. Comes back in. Spots the bomb. And Phelps is there with him.
Perfect from Fallen. Oh, perfect from Phelps as well. But one thing that I like, even though they're getting completely decimated in this round, I think this shows the idea behind the T side of CLG, the 4-1 split they like so much. They have 4 players toward one position, that's the main point, but then they have one player coming in just a few seconds before to take that attention from a different point to make the CTs focus on him, and then the push comes in the other direction. This is something I actually really like, coming in and trying to split the attention of the CTs coming into a bomb site and then bomb rush one specific position with 4 players. Of course, in an eco, it doesn't really work out, but the general idea of it is actually really nice, and I like this from CLG. The T side, we saw it in the map just before Mirage, it looked really well there. Now we do have the buy round coming in. This is where CLG should step up.
And I want to see the smart play coming out from CLG. They know there's going to be aggression. You're going to assume it's normally towards Pop. As I said, he's literally there now. But there was actually a play up from B as well. You could see the kind of more aggressive style, pushing into this, getting the information. Now Taco's going to take over and maybe solo out a little more, kind of free up the other player who was there with him. So he's going to fall back now and play connector. But a very, very passive hit now coming through. And I think Taco's feeling the pressure from this. But they've gone for the 4-1. You can see this. He's still going to have to fall back again, give up a lot of the site. If they go for the hit here, he can't do much about it. But timing is going to be of the essence.
They're just walking in.
And here it is, yeah. Walk down lower ramp. Fallen's going to get there in, I guess, a little bit later time. But still, nice molly comes in. He can't really hang around here too long. Taco now needs to be careful of any player pushing up towards the oil train or anything else. But bomb planted 5v5. This is a very rare situation.
Yeah, and I'll have to wait until the round ends for a little comment there, but right now we do see them trying to come in from the same positions. This retake is not looking good at all for SK Gaming, and there are a lot of different reasons for that, but right now they're just waiting. They're not really getting into the bomb site. They're slowly walking in. Phelps will done though.
Double up retakes are never easy. Phelps showing us some nice movement here. Underhand flash comes out. He's caught a flash himself, though. Still looking for opportunities, but he's running out of time. And they've committed 2 players to this and fallen now towards Ethan, but Ricky says no, and it's a big no at that. But Cutler fight. What? What, Cutler?
No time though.
What a saving grace.
The kid is on Fallen.
Yeah, oh my word. You are lucky as hell, CLG. What just happened with Cutler?
There was too much fire going on.
It was crazy busy, but...
Apart from that, one thing that I noted as well, playing that like retake from SK, they actually had 2 players under Pop Dog. Let's see if we can get the Cutler kill. What? What?
Oh, that's horrible. I'm sorry, Cutler. I shouldn't have asked for that replay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh.
But once again, coming in, they had 2 players under Pop Dog. Those 2 players decided to not go up Pop Dog because they were scared of the defensive hold from one of the CLG players, so they had to rotate all the way around as Cutler just burns to his death. And that actually made the retake be so slow that it didn't have time to get the diffusion unless they had the kit, but they only had the kit on Fallen remaining in the end of that round. And that just killed them completely. They were too afraid to go up Pop Dog because they knew that CLG used to play 1 defensive player. They didn't this time around, but they were in the heads of the SK game, and that is perfect. If they can get in those heads and make them afraid, that's just another win condition.
Still feel as though SK are looking decent. So
oh, of course.
Like, just the way they're playing, the approach, it looks good. If they shouldn't be losing 3v4s, even in the situation when there's no real map control gained anywhere. I guess Ethan got a decent shot towards B beyond Fine Fur, but he knows that Taco's been playing that consistently and quite passively, so even if you feel like, oh, we've gone pretty far, we can actually hit this, Taco's still going to be there. You can't get that full control down because he'll always be playing it out, but time is starting to dwindle, so they do need to make their minds up where they want to go. They need to start finding some sort of avenue of approach, and it could be an eventual A hit, but they need some sort of benefit, any sort of addition that could help them out. 2
smokes. 1 to help Koos to get out of Ivy, the smoke of that CT, and then another one should be coming to block either one of the CTs or block off the bomb train on the T side towards Pop, and then the Molotov coming in. That was the fake inside, and now the push outside, but it doesn't work.
SK will not be moved. They are ready. Stoic in nature, holding these sites down. Don't need to overextend, even though they were down 1 player. It didn't seem to bother them all that much. Information gathered, damage done. And the money for CLG has not gone off the ground yet.
Alright, normality restored. SK Gaming up 5-1.
Yep.
First in the MP9. Gonna farm some frags. So, it seems like everything is back to the normal timeline. Let's see if Barry Allen can come in and screw it up.
And here we go. Fur's going for the farm. 3 players. Flashed in. Catches 1. Ethan wasn't flashed, but it doesn't seem to matter. Kusa could swing on this, but he doesn't. Catches another flash. Life is tough right now for Kuster. It's like, I have been blind for 30 seconds. Please stop this. Still, need to follow. Not going to catch, but still. Information is now in the pockets. and Phelps even finding color. This is a bit of a whitewash round, and it's not surprising.
Oh, yeah. SK Gaming looking fine right now. Of course, it's easy looking fine against Nico, but just in general here on Train, as we talked about in the break and in the introduction to this map, they need to reset themselves and go into this match of thinking that the first one, that was just a one-off. This is not going to happen again, and it's looking like that's exactly what they've done right now. Fallen on point again, as it usually is with the AWP, and this is the SK that we expect to see, and it's so nice to see them being able to do that after a tough loss in the first map.
No, exactly. It's the recovery that we all know that SK can achieve. They have genuine class. It's not just gimmicks, it's not just quirks, it's not just one player who can play well. But it does help that Phelps is having a good game, bearing in mind. So, again, SK delivering on the front that I expected at least to be a little bit more present on Mirage. Not to be the case. Fur again going to go for this aggression. It's nice. It doesn't work this time. They read it well. They've kind of changed that one up. Instantly going anti-flash, waiting for the push out, swings on it as soon as it pops just a second later. So, nicely done to CLG. Bit of a difference maker, but they only recover. And SMG is not the biggest kind of,
and also,
benefit.
Even if FNS doesn't hit that first eagle, they instantly have 2 players who are ready to refrag it. So they were, as you said, completely ready for that. Now they're going to do the run boost. And it seems like Coldzera is kind of aware of this. Let's see if he can hit the shot. Oh, he almost hits the flick there, but in the end, that's not going to be enough. Smokes it off and then rotates onto a more passive angle. And that's exactly how you should play that in Coldzera. Just a masterclass of how to play this position, and he's doing so well.
Fallen. Up close and personal, gets a rather intimate look at Kusta's face in that situation, and then just proceeds to rip it off. Now, Coldzera playing pretty passively right at the back of the train lines. Phelps there going to be tucking in on this. This is a lockdown. That's a good one at that. Coldzera not to be moved. Look at that. So good. And there we go. SK4 alive. They lose down the SMG player. He's trying to get away with these sort of aggressive plays, and it worked once. Doesn't work again. No problem. No harm, no foul. SK in a good spot.
Yeah, and as I said, like, masterclass on the Ivy. This is exactly how to play it with 2 AWPs. You go first in with the first guy, take that frag, looking for the run boost, don't get it, smoke it off, rotate to CT, and then let the second guy come in from a different angle. And Fallen, as always, on point, Coldzera as well. And that's how you should play Ivy with 2 AWPs.
Double AWPs on both sides. Ricky and Kusta, Fallen and Coldzera. Pick which one you favor at this point. Ethan's in for some fun towards B, to say the least. That's a bit rough there if he actually pushed into that one, but so far it's pretty much a nice calm front. No hyper-aggression, apart from Pop. Let's have a look at those CT players, who's right down below them right now, because there's a good few players there waiting to go on this one. Possibly Fur and Phelps, I can imagine. And now Ricky working his way up towards Ivy. Bit of a split so far. This is a nice play, though, forcing Fallen off the angle. Molly now having to be committed. But now showing the presence of 1 AWP. So again, information passed.
See a bomb still dropped. This is some of the plays that we saw SK Gaming coming out. Actually, both teams placing the bomb down towards T-spawn and then just going around the map, finding information, finding map control, maybe even finding a flank frag, and then just picking the bomb up later and then going for the quick push. And I like it in a round like this where you know both teams have a buy round and it's probably going to be slow, so you don't have to show the bomb at any given point until you know you're 100% where you want to execute.
But look at the issue, well, not issue, but look at the weakness that's been found here a little by CLG. The fact that they have gone aggressive towards pop 2 players, I don't know if they've felt that out or just, whatever they've worked out. The fact they've got 3 players now facing through from Ivy, they've gotten away with so much ground gain. That's an issue, though. Coldzera with a nice angle, doesn't hit the shot, and Ricky's ready. Trigger,
there we go.
So quick, and then the second AWP chimes in, but now Phelps is going to be an issue. But there, his teammate falls. Phelps is gone. This is huge. Taco now left alive, and that is a brilliant play. Beautiful work from CLG right down to the final seconds. But the play through Ivy was a good read of how SK were approaching this round.
That was so beautiful. Just it wasn't the 2 AWP duels won as much as it was just great timing, especially from Ricky on that first one where he lets his teammate go out first, and then when he hears the AWP shot, he just crab walks out and takes the peek. And then at the same time, while that attention is coming towards Ivy, and the second AWP is looking towards Ivy, Kusta peeks out in the other angle and takes the second AWP down. And that's basically just a 2-0 AWP duel win.
Yeah,
Ricky, that was just perfect. So
well played. I can't help but get impressed by this work. It feels like when CLG actually do win rounds, you see this brilliant synergy between the players. It seems like, that it's the teamwork you dream of sometimes. You kind of hope that works out. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to win out every other round. There's still so much potential on SK. It was the fact that CLG found a good weakness and exploited it in this one situation. if they can keep punishing this aggression coming out from SK Gaming when they leave kind of gaps in the rest of it, that's where it gets interesting. And again, we are going to see Phelps pushed up towards Pop. We do have Fallen quite close by as well. And CLG aren't really pushing much into this yet. They don't actually have anyone actively working towards Ivy, but you've got the passive hold again from Kusta. He's basically right by spawn, holding that from the little, I guess you can jump up on the train. The rest of CLG are slowly working the box halls.
See here, when they want to go, 2 players still outside. They could throw the fake smokes after map control's been taken here towards that B bomb side to indicate something else. That's not going to be the case. Gearing up. At least in a map control. Perfect nade onto Ethan. Goes down to 50 HP. Still. Nothing committed yet. Under a minute to go. And CLG can still turn this around and go somewhere else, but I'm thinking this is going to be the inner push on the back of how they're using their utility right now, but it's a bit bad because 2 players are already rotating towards the bomb site. They have 1 in Pop, and now comes the push.
Yeah, eyes towards Phelps as well. He'll be the one maybe making the play from back. No! Again, Taco! Oh, I thought he got away with it again. No, it wasn't. It was Fur, actually, with the off angle, slightly deeper towards the old train, but he's very up close. No one's really called this. He was the one who kind of got into this game early. He was the one who got the first kill there. Maybe a miscommunication, but still, CLG do have the bomb down, and again, the retake, it isn't split throughout the map. It's all, again, through the same sort of avenue of approach. And Fur getting pressure on the bomb side, but he doesn't come up with the goods in the end. It's Ricky now with it all to do in his hands. He does have the molly, and there is no smoke on SK Gaming. Molly goes in. That's time bought, and he knows it. He's going to switch up the angle, though. A little bit unpredictable, and I like it.
Oh.
He does get flashed. The diffuser's coming in right now as we speak. Oh, a second difference. You've got to feel that was close, but no. It was denied in the end. SK pull off the retake finally and put CLG Gaming back in the box. They're not allowed to break into this game just yet.
And the hero of yesterday for SK Gaming, Fur, just steps up again with a huge 4K this round. Here we see some of it. Just coming in close range, headshot angle, picks up 1, and then on the train as well, and the final frag onto the guy. And that's, look at that, he even has to pre-fight because he knows he's coming from that angle. Yeah. The second that orb shot rings off and hits the guy defusing, the round is lost. And that's why he's doing that pre-fight. He wants to make absolutely sure that he either pressures the orb or gets the kill instant.
SK Gaming now, starting to get into the swing of things, maybe starting to feel, I don't know, confident even, maybe. 8-2. They should be feeling confident. Yeah. coldzera Fallen, lining him up, knocking him down, but Kusta and Ricky going to find an avenue of approach, and just going to put Fallen in a little bit of a predicament. He does have support there. He is able to fall back from this. It's not the end of the world. Ricky's looking for a gun if he can get it. And you can see the little grabby hands coming out like, please give me the gun. Not going to get it. Chill out, Ricky. Not this round.
Still 2 frags coming in from available investment here, denying some weaponry, making sure the money of SK doesn't go completely bananas. And as we see right now, only 1 of the players actually have a decent money in the bank, and that's Fallen with 8.1. Fur on 1300, and the rest of the guys only having just a splash of cash to buy 1 or 2 times. So it's not running away despite SK Gaming being in the lead 9-2, and that's always good to see because that enables CLG, if they get 2 round wins, to force SK Gaming into a hard position, but they still need to win those 2 rounds before that can happen. Here we go, aggressive push, coldzera locked down by FNS.
Yeah, Finesse sitting anti-flash in that. It was even in the closer corner, so you're banking that no one's going to just dry peek that because you'd be screwed. But nice situation, but they take so much damage. The actual damage done by coldzera is pretty substantial. Finesse down to effort, like, what, 10 HP? Yeah. Kusta even getting tagged up. But still, information passed on too, that there's 2 players by Ivy. I don't know how much you can read into this, but I like the adjustment as well from Taco here. Going aggressive towards those kind of box halls, playing it off the back. It's going to keep him guessing. He's not done that before, again, so kind of switching things up late game. Ricky going to get smoked off, so now this plays in Taco. Ricky with a sublime adjustment again. This guy is so crisp, but Phelps finally playing around the back. Something we've not really seen him doing. Cutler going to be caught unawares. Again, a new look for SK that have cut through this one.
Yeah, this is something they haven't done at all. They haven't actually utilized SCT being in that pop dog and going up the stairs. I'm not sure if it's because they don't want to, if it's because they're scared of CLG holding back. Either one is viable reasons. But now they utilize it, they get that 1 frag, and they bounce it back. It's still 4v3 though, but as you mentioned earlier, FNS on 10 HP, Kusta on 56 after the initial aggression of coldzera. The push comes in.
Yeah, Phelps, beautiful angle found as well. Ricky's going to bite back though. It's not a free one here for SK. They're still fighting for this one, and actually, the T-side have the advantage. Bomb going down, but so weak, so vulnerable is FNS. If only they knew it was him. Phelps could have pushed that in a second, but they've got the information. They haven't seen him now, so Phelps knows where he is. Beautiful play again, and Ricky is Now, ask the question, can you hold on to this? He baits the shot, he goes back in, and oh my word, Ricky, you're an animal. That's the shot, and a half there. A quick deny and a round on the board. A hard fought for one at that.
Ricky, once again, the hero of map 1, steps up again with his AWP. And when you think about AWPing and CLG, everyone would say Costa, and rightfully so. But in this match so far, Ricky has been on point. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it really, really was. I'm trying to think of who they played against. I think it was, I'm not sure it was Gambit. It was one of the Cobble games that CLG played, and Ricky was this complete and utter, like, next level player. And if you guys don't remember, do let me know, because I'm desperately trying to remember who it was against. I think it was the Gambit game where Gambit had that like crazy record of being like super good on Cobble.
Yeah,
and they like
shut them down.
I'm pretty sure it was that game, but it was Ricky whose AWPing was just like out of this world. So if he gets that sort of play going, you know, I'm excited for that possible third map if we get there. Scoreline-wise, it looks good for SK still. They're still in a very good position. The rounds that CLG are winning, you know, they look good for them. You know, we've seen that great tactical hit that came in that looked lovely, great teamwork, but it's not been consistent. And SK Gaming is starting to wake up. He's starting to see what these guys can do. And I always love to watch that. It's a beautiful game of CS when they play it well.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the reason why CLG only having 3 rounds, because it's when they have a really, really good strat or great individual action, for example, Ricky in that clutch situation, that's when they win the rounds, because if they don't step up like that, SK Gaming's just general style is just too much for them. Fallen opens things up, Ethan goes down, in unison with Taco, and Smoke goes down, and that's exactly like getting that first peak somewhere, smoking off the position and rotating back to a more defensive one and just holding on the other side for the map. It's perfect! Phelps once again going for the triple, getting it done, and CLG just wrecked completely.
Phelps is on another level right now. Look at that smile, that sums it up. That little grin, you know you've played that one off perfectly. Beautifully done.
And he was one of the underperformers, one could say, yesterday. Of course, they won the game, so he wasn't that needed, but it's very nice to see that one of the, you could say, lesser stars of SK Gaming showing up like that. But the problem with SK Gaming, everyone is a big star on that team, but when you take him up against a Cold Zero or a Fur or a Fallen, you will be thinking of Phelps as just 10% lower, but he's just showing up today, and this is exactly what SK Gaming needs to bounce back. Everyone on point. Eco round now, or pistol round, with armor from CLG.
Don't get ahead of yourself. It has to be a little careful. You kind of start to feel the pressure. You see 4 players appear on the horizon, but he does see a great deal of information, and now smoked off towards the upper side. CLG kind of forced to go through the meat grinder, and on the other side of it, on the handle, is Phelps and Taco right now, splitting the kills between each other, 2 apiece, and Cutler just, you know, jump in, bud.
Just do it.
I doubt there's a kill here for him. Nice dink, though. Good shot. Doesn't really matter, but, you know.
Empty,
yeah,
friend.
empty.
So, good half so far from SK Gaming, looking like we expect them to. In general, not as much as we expected them to look on train, because as you said in the beginning, this is not a big map for them. Big map for them.
I am hungry. Big Macs would be great. If anyone wants to buy me a cheeseburger, that's always cool. Get him a Big Mac.
Big black box in the middle of the CSGO ring. Just come by, just knock on.
Yeah. Give me some chicken nuggets and barbecue dip. That's always good. Maybe the McNib. I don't think that's.
Oh, McNib. If they still have that, I didn't have that.
No, me neither. I lived in England. How was I meant to get it?
I wasn't going to travel to Sweden for.
Should have. I should have. Just not dedicated. All right. But back to the game. 3-11. A bit of a poor half here for CLG so far, but we've seen them recover. We saw that Fnatic game, bearing in mind, but it looks like SK is starting to really feel out the game themselves. Having a couple of players really spring to life. As Phelps does go in for a bit of a walkabout, but this time maybe a little too far. Cutler there going to find him, and Fallen sprays rapidly, praying for connection, but Ethan's still alive somehow, and Cutler again finds another. This is big from him. Perfect impact play, and Fallen not able to instantly capitalize it. Exactly, every angle contains a threat, and it's all there. Finally, Ricky is the one to take him down, but Cold Zera spins. He turrets his way through, holding on for dear life. 4 kills, 17 HP, and now it's Kusta. 17 HP himself against Taco, who should be able to close down, and a strong half here for SK.
I cannot believe that hold from Cold Zera. In an angle where they're coming T's from every different avenue on the map, he's still able to hold it down. I think the last 2 kills he got was with 12 HP. Yeah. Cold Zera is just such a god. Look at this. First one comes in from the alley. Second one comes in. He even has the teammate on the train who dies. Then he pulls out the P250, just casually takes this guy off as well. Cold Zera is a god, and this isn't even a good game in general for him, but he still has that quality to just step up where it's needed and just save his team in this situation. 12-3 though. This is looking like the first half of the first match.
Yeah.
But tables have turned.
Now, we'll see how the second half begins. Again, if you want to look at what worked almost for SK is, you get that pistol, you get the 3 rounds cleanly, you get the gun round, and then it's getting back on at that point. But still, this is a very strong showing from a couple of players from SK that we just didn't see when it came to the first map. We didn't see these guys stepping up. We didn't see the confidence nor the aggression. Nothing felt like it was working on Mirage for them. A couple of good hits towards mid. Sure, that was about all we saw. So this is a bit of a different look now. This is a bit of a different SK. This is starting to see maybe the team that won't back down in this situation. This is where it gets more important and the pressure rounds begin for these guys. And CLG back to the wall. They've got to get these guys up and pumping out in these rounds, because otherwise you're going to be pushed aside, because SK, they're relentless.
Simple setup, 2 flashes in the smoke. Looks like a quick B push right now with 1 player flank.
Yeah, they're just going for this. And a passive hold from CLG, 2 players back pretty far. Ethan and Cutler. Gonna go for Ram. Yeah, flash through, Ram hit, comes down. Cutler's flashed, Ethan forced off the angle as well, but Cutler's gonna come out of this one just fine. And they're actually facing from the ramp and allowing the players from upper to jump out. It allows the players to get towards the bomb and hopefully get the bomb down, but actually no, they've aborted from this.
Look at the flank now coming in from Ivy as well. That's completely open. Cold Syrah is the man to make the difference, because I don't think anyone is spotting towards Ivy right now.
No, but CLG as well haven't completely fallen for this, so now they've just got to be careful. Oh god, he just strikes at the worst time for CLG. FNS still stands, but now he's got threats everywhere around him. Got to be careful of every single angle. Taco finding Ethan, and now Cutler coming back into it. We've got a 2v2. Bomb's not in an ideal situation for SK. They kind of have to fight towards it. Fallen hits a blinder. There's Cutler left reeling off the back as Ricky now handling 2.
Once again, Ricky to save the day for CLG. Can I do it though? 1v2 against 2 of my favorite players, Fallen and Taco. Each a king of their respective roles. The bomb has rotated onto the other bomb side, so right now Ricky's just doing battle with Taco.
5 bullets for 2. Now he's got to back away, get the reload in, and the bomb's gone down. He's just trying to find that quick fight towards Fallen and just hope that Taco's not that close by, but he's taking risks, he's taking gambles, but time is not on his side anymore. Pre-firing the corners. Now he's going to start working it out, but Fallen's got a nice position into the right. Not expected, and he strikes well and accurately. Fallen there to secure the round in the second half.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why they left Cold Syrah on that Ivy, but it was all a part of the plan. All a part of the plan. When they do that, make a lot of noise inside. It's kind of like back in the day when you played Dust 2 and you placed 1 guy in pit just to keep that pressure on that A bomb side. The rest of the team would rotate all the way back around. This is exactly the same. They placed 1 guy on the bomb side to kind of fake it out. They have that B bomb side now. We have to focus on it. And then at the same time, Cold Syrah rotates in from Ivy. The other guys come in from the Pop Dog and then just pinch on that A side. And then again, they rotate the bomb back away in Fallen and getting that plan perfect from SK.
Yeah, and SK just picking up the pace now. They wanted that one, but Ethan's going to say a quick no. Ricky's going to find another. And they've got armor, actually. This could be pretty deadly. Ethan, if he can stop anyone else, that's sick. Oh my word, what is this shutdown? SK Gaming, you take it for granted? CLG are there.
It's so dangerous to go pushing in aggressively when you know the enemy has pistols with head armor, because like AKs on long range are going to win out any day of the week against the CSET 75 or 57. But if you come close range against a really nice aim player with that pistol, you're probably going to lose, and especially if you run into his crosshairs like they did with the first 2 frags.
Okay, well, there's a crack in the window of opportunity. It's not big.
It's a slight crack.
But, the thing is that for CLG, it's all about confidence as well. You don't want to get trashed on the second map. You want to still feel like, all right, we're good going into that third. If they get there, of course, I don't see them mounting the biggest comeback of history, but it's a fragile economy for them right now. That's the problem. You're limited on mistakes and errors. Even their game against Fnatic, let's remember, there were mistakes and they were punished for it. They got taken to overtime. It was, quite tough in that situation. They did fight through eventually, but you've got to feel, with this sort of round advantage to SK, you don't drop these games. You've got a couple more rounds to grind out. You force errors. It should be there.
Sure. But also in CLG's mind is probably the fact that as Phelps goes down, they just want to pressure them as much as they can. They want to take as many rounds away as they can from SK Game to make them doubt themselves, and eventually going into that third map thinking, okay, maybe we took like 10 or 11 rounds away from SK despite having a terrible first half. They have to fear us now to kind of trying to fatigue them a little bit going into that third one, because this is the best of 3. And if you can take that kind of confidence away in the second map, make them a little bit more fatigued, that's perfect. That can be the last 5% edge that you need to grab the win.
No, you're absolutely right. The thing is, with games like this, when you're at the semi-finals, the game can be won by the smallest of margins.
Yes.
And now Fur and the boys on the pistols. While it goes down again. It's going to be a B pressure play. Cutler,
Ooh.
flash down. This is problematic. Ethan's in trouble. Maybe not. Sprays in, gets 2. He knows what's up now. This guy's coming alive himself. Finally, he's going to put up a fight. 4 good kills for him, denying the bomb plant. And that's a confidence builder as well.
Exactly.
Very much sure they were on pistols. It's not the the hardest challenge in the world. For a player like Ethan, still pretty young as well, to get these sort of kills, to get yourself feeling out the game, you start to feel confident, that's imperative.
I also feel like it's very important for Ethan to start in this game, because usually in their online games he's one of the top fraggers. Right now he's sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's not had a good game yet.
Yeah, exactly. And if he can kick off as well, if they can get Ricky and then Kusta and then Ethan, those are the 3 main players who gets the most amount of frags historically for CLG. And if they all get running, and if they get warmed up for map number 3, eventually seeing SK taking this probably, then that's perfect, but they still need him to get those last 10-20%.
Well, here's the first real test. The gun round coming in. Fallen with an AWP, decent utility. And Cutler this time will be the one up close. Nathan. Should be Ethan. It's like Nata, Ethan. I'll just combine it all. Ethan holding down towards the ram side of things. And SK, this looks like, I don't know if it's going to be contact or if Taco's just going to go for this. 1 flash maybe goes in. Yeah, 1 flash and goes in. Baits even into it to offset the aim. Beautiful work from Taco. That is a truly powerful entry play coming out from him. That's pretty much defined this whole round. I doubt they're going to pull off the retake.
Yeah, exactly, because you know Taco, you saw him go all the way aggressively into the back lines. If they have an AK, then he can be in any of the 3 trains. He can be even in the CT spawn. And it's so hard to kind of try to retake and check every corner because you have limited time. They only have 2 kits as well. So at this point, I actually like them saving, despite the fact that they're up against an SK game that's going to be in 14 rounds now. But there's just not much you can do when you're on 3v4 retake and you have one of the T players in such a good position. Plenty of money though.
Yeah, money isn't the issue. So that's at least a bonus. You can have the AWPs coming up, but as said, any mistakes, any errors, or any individual brilliance from SK, you're kind of screwed. There's no fallback plan here. SK gets 14 rounds. This time, they mean business.
Yeah, from now on though, there's no reason to save.
No, absolutely.
So this is the last time that I'm gonna gonna allow this for CLG, because it's getting towards the end now, and money is looking fine for them. They still have plenty of money to go around after buying here. SK Gaming the same. Well, Phelps. Rock right now surely gonna have an AK in a few seconds. Don't worry. There we go.
Left it in spawn.
It's kind of like, did he just leave that? Yes, he did. And double up on the CT side. Ricky and Kusta once again. Only 1 up on Fallen for SK still. 14-6. SK about to bounce back and take us to map 3.
It's got to be a complete shutdown if they want to do this. And SK are looking good. Fired up. FNS could be the one holding down IV. Fallen's peeking it. You show a little too much. You know he's going to play off it, but that's going to bait out the shot. Good work from FNS. Good fact-finding considering it was only a flash.
Nice shot from Kusta though. Taking down Phelps to start the round. Only 3 smokes remaining. On the SK side, Colsera has none. Let's see how they want to execute.
That's finding the deepest angle he can go to. And missed Molly is not going to help things out here. Actually, it's going to put him under pressure, and Fallen's allowed through. A mistake made. And, well, look at that. Making up for it is Kusta. He does not want to allow this one to get away from him, nor to be the person to be blamed for this issue in Kusta. Just on the other side, there is Fallen. Smoke goes in again. He knows that Fallen's been let loose. No, the flash is perfect. Fallen is an animal. And he wants more as well. Back to the AWP we go, but it is a 3v2. And Ethan and Cutler, backwards as they may be, will have to try and get this one going the right way for CLG.
Yeah, they have to go for this. Or at least try and get the picks here. Bomb being picked up at Electric Box. Surely going to be planted in a few seconds now. And as you said, Fallen has been released from his cage. And he's just wrecking people right now. 3 kills so far. Taco holding it out perfectly. Timing is so unlucky from Ethan. And that will be the round for SK Gaming. And they're edging themselves closer to a map win here.
Yeah, you've got to feel Fallen basically cracked that round open for them. I'm glad we get to see this again. So many brilliant chances in Kusta catching that flash. Just full blind, like, I'm going in, boys. It's not ideal, but still, brilliant stuff from here from SK. This is the class we talk about. It's the fact that even though, yeah, you lost out on the first map, it's got to feel bad. You lose to a team you don't feel you should be, but then you come back twice as strong. You come back and you're like, all right, you know, next map, fresh start, don't feel fatigued. We've got this in a best of 3. That's what it's about for these guys. They know they've got the long run suiting them more favorably. Now, SK, though, again, put to the challenge. A decent buy comes in for CLG. Luckily for them, they have had a bit of money building up, of course. And now, the challenge begins.
So the cards for SK. Right now, 2 players slowly taking in a map control, but will be denied by Kuster. Smoking it off once again, just holding the angle. Ethan in popped up, making sure that if someone tries to flash themselves in, or just straight up go for it, he can shut them down. Meanwhile, pressure's coming towards Ivy. So SK Gaming setting up for a split A, as the bomb is making its way towards Pop Dog as well. Slowly but surely.
Now Fur tendering towards finding players. Ricky's well aware of this, playing by the old bomb train, trying to keep tabs on it. Nice little flash coming out from Fur, this is lovely. Does catch it a little more than maybe you'd want to on him to himself, but gives him room to work. And that's right in between the trains as well. Gonna be awkward to get around. Gonna hear these steps too. Now uncomfortable. Ethan plays into it. That's the bomb. Imperative frag there coming in for Ethan. Great play. Evanes spots 1, but there's a player just to his left. And here comes the hit. Brilliant work between those boys. That's the shutdown that you're looking for. Maybe a little late in the day, but credit to them still.
Yeah, that was a really nice hold. It seems like in that round they knew exactly what SK were doing. They were ready for pretty much every single point of attack from the SK lineup. And now, as I said earlier, the money hasn't been perfect for SK despite of them leading, and it's been like this throughout the entire game, in my opinion. And right now, they don't have a perfect buy, and they're buying down to bare scraps. So if they lose this one, it's going to be on pistols.
Fur, though, has gone far, hasn't he? And Fallen still has the orb, so things aren't looking so good right now for CLG. Maybe resting on their laurels, it could be a problem as Fur is about to unleash, and the Tech 9, that's it, surely. Unless Ricky and Ethan can do something big. No, Taco finds Ethan. It's just down to Ricky now. Had a great Mirage performance, but this might be a task a little too far. It is. Fallen gets SK Gaming back into this one. We're going to 3 maps. These are the semi-finals that define these teams. SK Gaming, you just said this matchup, sure, it does sit in their favor, but CLG have done their homework, and they are not going down without a fight. Definitely.
So great to see this go to the third round here. Cobblestone is what we've been waiting for in this one.
I'm looking forward to that.
We know SK Gaming are good on it, but CLG as well. I know Slouchy's on it either, so this could go either way. I'm probably, as I said in the predictions, I'm favoring SK a little bit. Also after taking Train here, because I felt like if CLG should take this, they should be commanding. And after that first Mirage, I felt that they should have powered through and just got that 2-0. Now I think it's going to be really hard, also mentally, because now they have to reset and go on to Cobblestone and face an SK Gaming that's fired up. Everyone's ready, and that's probably one of the hardest tasks in the world to face an SK like that. Not many teams